Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be talking about a new game which I just stumbled across the other day, and will be coming out in the middle of 2019, and it's a pretty interesting looking game. I've got some footage on in front of you. There's some videos that have been posted for this game in sort of a press release, but also on the website. I've linked the website in the description. The one thing I will call out is the gameplay footage is obviously kind of pre-alpha or maybe pre-beta or whatever, so it's all still very early. It's not actually available for you or me or anyone to play, so, you know, there's one or two places where things look a little bit slow or a little bit janky, but obviously this isn't a finished version of the game. Now, the game that we're talking about today is called Waterloo 3D. And I just saw it the other day. Jean Marciniak, the strategy wargamer, my fellow Single Malt Strategy podcast host, posted a video about seeing this, and I'm intrigued. It appears to be a game, a 3D rendition of the Battle of Waterloo, a real-time tactical game. I guess they're calling it a real-time strategy game, but everything I can see here and everything they're talking about, it's more of a real-time tactical or an RTT. Something like Scourge of War, something like Sid Meier's Gettysburg, really fits more into the real-time tactical mantra. And this is a game that's going to allow you to fight the Battle of Waterloo. They've also said the Battle of Quatre Bras and Ligny are both included as well. They're debating including Wavre, the rearguard action that Marshal Grouchy and 30,000 Frenchmen fought while Napoleon was being defeated at Waterloo. And it appears to be something, again, very similar to something like Scourge of War, although maybe a little bit prettier, or something like Ultimate General Civil War, but perhaps with a little bit more detail. It's really hard to tell at this stage. You know, these images, these videos in front of you are still very early on. They're claiming that the game is going to, they keep reiterating that you're going to need to use authentic Napoleonic tactics to win. It's using the Unreal Engine 4 as the engine behind the game. The press release announces that they will be able to have up to 30,000 animated 3D models on the screen at any one time, so up to 30,000 soldiers on the field at any one time. So that would presumably require some level of abstraction if they're trying to model the whole Battle of Waterloo, where it's like maybe one 3D model represents like 10 guys or something like that, or maybe 5 guys. But still, that's quite a few soldiers to be able to be on the screen at any one time. And one of the videos I'll show here kind of gives you a sense of that, although it's a little bit laggy. They're saying the game will support both single player and multiplayer, so that's pretty interesting. I think that could be fun to play a multiplayer game like this. They're saying the game will allow you to play either one massive scenario for the entire Battle of Waterloo, or it'll be broken up into chunks where you can play sort of pieces of the battle. Again, that's very much in sort of the Scourge of War vein, or in the Sid Meier's Antietam vein. The game is going to be a 3D real-time game, as I've already mentioned, so there's no hexes. It's not turn-based, it's real-time. And there will be historical variants as well, so you'll be able to get, you know, the historical engagements, the entire Battle of Waterloo, as well as some smaller chunks of the battle. Maybe the attack on the Hougoumont, maybe d'Erlon's massive attack on the center, maybe the Guards' attack, but then also the whole battle if you like. But then they're also saying that in addition to Quatre Bras and Ligny, there will be some what-if scenarios. So they've mentioned multiple times in this release here that there will be there will be a chance for Grouchy to show up in a perhaps a variant where those 30,000 Frenchmen arrive to save the day, perhaps. As well as, what if the field was dry at 6 o'clock in the morning and Napoleon could begin his attack earlier? What if d'Erlon's attack on the center was done in a more conventional formation, not sort of the weird, sort of crowded, cramped formation that made him incredibly vulnerable to the Allied counterattack with cavalry. So it sounds like there will be a good mix of historical scenarios mixed in with what-ifs. It sounds like they're trying to make it approachable to everybody. They're trying to make it a big, a large-scale game. There will be varying degree difficulties, so they're saying that there's sort of a simpler version of the game for sort of newer people to strategy games, but then there's also going to be kind of a higher level difficulty for grognards, if you will. So that's pretty interesting here. There's also apparently quite a bit of detail is going into formation maneuver. So there's a comment here that says whether you form your columns right in front or left in front matters. You must use passage of lines evolution to pass one battalion through another. Both forward and rearward passages. Infantry, if shrouded in smoke or after excessive officer losses, will take longer time to form square, so that implies there will be a wide variety of formations, from column formation to, I'm assuming, line of battle formation, to squares to repel enemy cavalry. Battalions at close proximity might fire without orders if under too much stress. So it sounds like there's an ability to order soldiers to maybe hold their fire or fire in volleys, and they may disregard that. It says that cavalry units can become disorganized or uncontrolled after a charge, and it also says that if you play as the French, you get the chance to execute an artillery charge in La Sarmount at Freeland, which I'm not familiar with, but Freeland was a battle versus the Russians, so that'll be interesting to see. In addition to that, the developers have also said in their press release that you'll be able to edit battles or create custom battles, as well as editing your army and sort of creating custom units or custom forces, or maybe just a custom OOB. So that at least implies that if not outrightly very moddable, it'll be something where you can create your own hypothetical engagements, presumably on the field of Waterloo, but maybe a random battle or random map as well, which is kind of neat. That'll add a little bit extra replayability to a game that is going to be otherwise focusing on sort of 3 major battles. But if you can create your own what-ifs and modify your own forces, that I think adds an extra component to the game. Now, the developers behind this game are a small studio out of Colorado called Infinity Studios. The write-up here is that this studio was formed in 2017, and they've been working on this game ever since. The game is scheduled to come out later in 2019, so the middle of 2019 is what they're saying. And that's about all the information I have on this game. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I did some work on Scourge of War as like a tester, and I really enjoyed that game. That was obviously a 2D sprite-based game with some 3D elements, but this could be intriguing. I mean, I'm always hesitant when a brand new studio comes out and says, we're going to do this massive game and it's going to be awesome and all these variants and all this complexity and whatnot. But sometimes studios, they can do that and they deliver on a true gem. The Ultimate General games were a good example. So, hopefully this is a really good game and we'll get a chance to look at it on the channel later this year. Anyway, guys, that's kind of all I have at this point. I saw this on Twitter. I thought it was interesting. I went to their website. I looked at some of the videos. I looked at the press release, and everything I saw kind of was like, this could be kind of cool. I don't want to speculate too much, but if they're saying it's going to launch in the middle of 2019, honestly, what would be the logical time? Well, it would make a lot of sense if they launched it for the anniversary of the Battle of Waterloo. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a mid-June launch for this game. I believe it's going to be on Steam. And that's about all I know. It says it's going to be on PC first, but they do intend to move it to Linux and OS or iOS after that. Yeah. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I don't have a ton to go on here. It's still they haven't shared a lot about it, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued and I'm excited. So. Hopefully this turns into something special, something really cool. I like the artwork. I like the style. It's a little bit cartoony. It's not like super ultra realism. It's not photorealism, if you will. It's got a little bit more vibrancy behind it. The colors pop a little bit. But I kind of like that. It kind of reminds me of like the Take Command, Second Manassas art style, which I really liked. A little bit of like a painted soldier type look, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But I'll stop rambling because I've been saying the same things for a couple of minutes now. Let me know your thoughts below as always, guys, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.